Hey everyone, Deviant Crow here, and I'm finally a game developer. That means I can help make the games, and the project I'm working on just so happens to be a next-gen AAA title. Oh boy, I sure hope they give us the time to really work out the kinks, really make it work, and make it what we wanted it to be. Oh boy, I sure hope crunch isn't forced upon us. Well, a bit of a bad news. They made us do that crunch thing, and now the game is, not in the best condition. It's super buggy due to the fact that we weren't able to fix it due to the lack of sleep and the lack of, motivation to do it because we couldn't really, go home and rejuvenate and see our families and shit. Tried to find the definition for crunch on Urban Dictionary, it wasn't there, so I'm just gonna have to go with my own. Crunch is something that happens when employees are forced to work overtime or work even harder than they normally do to get a product done. And usually, this doesn't work out great. See, during crunch, when things are getting rushed, there's not enough time to make, glitch fixes, make sure things actually work, right? So we end up getting shit like the Cyberpunk console release, where everything is so fucking broken that the game becomes unplayable. And it's never the fault of developers for this shit. They are often forced into these conditions like I said earlier. Not only does this end up affecting the game, but it also affects, more importantly, the developers and causing a lot of mental health issues. Crunch can often cause anxiety, stress, and a bunch of other stuff, and can make stuff like depression feel even worse. Most of the time, stress and anxiety is caused by the fact they might get fired if they don't push out the game well enough. And they're not going to be able to due to the fact that they're being overworked and thus being mostly tired, and probably not going to have the same care they would normally do if they weren't under crunch. The more miserable something is to do, the less effort and motivation you're going to have to doing it. And like I said earlier, that will cause major issues. Now, some dumbass might say, actually, crunch is quite common in the gaming industry, so that means it's not a bad thing because they do it a lot. It's just a thing they gotta get used to. Suffering while doing your job is a good thing. Who cares about the mental stress and anguish? That doesn't matter. Those aren't real things. I want game. I want product now. Fast as you can. Run, run, run. Me want game now. Not 3 months away. This is very similar shitty logic to why the minimum wage should be super low and not go up at all. Sure, companies can both afford to pay their employees above minimum wage, and they can also afford to make it where they don't have to do crunch. But they won't do that because, money, 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 and people will often justify it by, oh, who cares, it's terrible, but it's normalized in our system, guys, so we gotta bear with it for product. These people often talk from a place of privilege, the privilege of not having to be in crunch, or not having to live from paycheck to paycheck under a unfair minimum wage. People that try to justify crunch often don't care about crunch because they're not likely to be affected by it. Sure, they'll go on a bitching rampage when the product isn't as good as they want it to be, but they'll also go like, well, come on guys, crunch is normal, just get used to it and make game better. But am I saying the game development should be longer? Yes, it should be longer. But Deviant Crow, why would you want games to take even longer to come out? Just so some employees, some people you don't know, can, have better mental health and see their families more often? Caring about other people, that's not capitalism. That's cringe! I have never seen an argument for crunch culture that isn't from a place of privilege. I've never once seen actual game developers that had to go through the miserable process of crunch say, you know what, I might not be able to see my family, I might be overworked and stuff, and my mental health has been deteriorating, but hey guys, gotta get that game out before December to get the holiday money. And since crunch often makes the product worse, that means the product will sell less. And since the product is going to sell less, well, guess what? I guess we gotta make some layoffs. Innocent game developers end up getting fired because they were put into in a position they should have never been put in the first place. Well, if you don't like crunch, then simply don't work for a place that forces crunch, you dumbo. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm pretty sure gaming companies are going to be straight up with the fact that they're going to make you put you into a horrible position. And yeah, I guess if you want to quit and go for another studio, you can try. You're just gonna have to take a while to job hunt, and meanwhile, you aren't getting paid, and you can't pay the bills or rent or get food and all that stuff for a while. But okay, I guess I'll just quit instead of being forced to work in a position that's horrible because I need the fucking money. Those ignorant people of privilege often forget that people need money to survive. Those people of privilege often have enough money in their system to not worry about ever having to do that, so they don't understand how terrifying that could be. Crunch is a terrible, horrible process that should stop being practiced in game development. Hell, it should stop being practiced in any business at all. But CEOs are often not going to stop this because they don't care. They're making the money, and it's sure they could take a few losses. They got a lot of money. Who gives a shit? I'm Deviant Crow, and fuck capitalism, fuck Crunch, and fuck CD Projekt Red for forcing their employees to go through Crunch for a product that ended up being very shitty. I'm Deviant Crow, and I'll see you next time. Also, bigger question, how is this place on fire? Thank you for watching the video, and if you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, check out these links. If you want to tip me, you could go check out my Ko-Fi. If you want to vote for the next video, go to my Twitter. If you want to get some merch with my face on it, go to my merch store. And if you want to get to watch videos early while supporting the channel, go check out my Patreon. Also, the artist that made the OCs in this video is not me. It is Benny Bunny. So go check him out on Twitter. Also, feel free to come down to my Discord with the link down below. New videos are uploaded every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And don't forget to love yourself.